Hi there. In this video, I'm going to show you 4 methods that usually fix internal server error on your website. First of all, it's important to note that internal server error is created by the server side of a website, even though you may see the error code inside your browser. So your HTML, JavaScript, or anything that runs in the browser is not the source of this error. So it's basically error that is occurring in your server. This error can occur for a number of different reasons. By the way, if you don't want to try to fix this error by yourself, you can hire me to do this for you. Just click down in the description and fill out the form, and I will get your site back up and running for you. Okay, let's go ahead and start figuring out what exactly is causing our error. Alright, if your site is down, the first thing to do usually is to check if your htaccess file is corrupted. To do that, let's open our cPanel, and over here we can open our file manager where our files are stored for our website. As you can see, I already have my file manager open here. Inside the file manager, you want to make sure you are inside public HTML folder where you can see the htaccess file. Now if you cannot see this file, go to settings, which is on the top right corner of this page, and make sure you have the show hidden file option chosen. Okay, next we right click and rename this htaccess file. You can rename it anything you want. Once you have done that, you should be able to go to your website and test if anything has changed. Just refresh the page. If the site is now working, great. You have to do one more thing. Go to your WordPress dashboard next, and in here you go to settings and permalinks, and just simply click save changes. If that didn't fix your site, next thing we can try to do is to see if your site is exceeding PHP memory limit. This usually happens because of a poorly coded plugin on your site, or if you are using too many plugins, you begin to exceed the PHP memory limit set by your hosting provider. And when that happens, you get 500 internal server error. To see if this is the case here, we go back to our file manager and make sure we are again at the public HTML folder. And in here, we can locate wp-config.php file. Left click the file and then click Code Editor, which is right at the top here. In here, we add this bit of code under the opening PHP tag. So define WP memory limit 64 M. And then we save changes and simply close the code editor. Then we can go back to our website and see if anything has changed, and just refresh the page again. If that fixed the page, I still recommend figuring out what is actually causing this use of memory on your website. Like I said earlier, this usually happens because of a poorly coded plugin on your site, or maybe you're using too many plugins. You can also ask your hosting provider to increase the memory limit on your server if you need it. So If that didn't fix your site so far, we need to do something else. What we need to do next is to deactivate all the plugins. It is possible that one of your plugins is corrupted and causing the issue. So let's go back to our file manager and make sure we are at the public HTML folder again and locate the WP content folder. You can see the plugins folder here. The fastest way to deactivate the plugins is simply to rename this plugins folder. So right click and rename. You can again rename this anything you want. I'm just gonna rename it to plugins underscore deactivate. Then we go to our website again and see if anything has changed. If this fixes your site, that means that one of your plugins is corrupted. What we need to do next is go to our WordPress dashboard and activate each plugin individually and find out what is the plugin that is corrupted. But first we have to go back to our file manager and rename our folder back to plugins. Now let's head back to our WordPress dashboard, and in the dashboard we want to go to plugins and install plugins, and all the plugins should be here, but they are now just deactivated. So just activate each one of these plugins individually, and when you come across the plugin that causes the problem, then you know that that's the one that's causing this issue on your website. What you can do then is you can either replace this plugin with something similar, or maybe ask the plugin developer to update their plugin and maybe fix that so you can continue using that plugin. Okay, if your site is still not working, it's possible that one of your core of WordPress files is corrupted. So we can try and upload a fresh set of WordPress files. So we can go to wordpress.org and download the most recent installation. Once it's downloaded, we need to extract these files. I have already done that and I have the folder here. We only want to copy two folders, which are called WP includes and WP admin. And let's move these folders to our desktop for now. Okay, now we can go back to our file manager and make sure we are at the public HTML folder again. Now we click upload, which is at the top of this page. And make sure you have selected this override existing files option. And then press select files and select the folders that you copied into desktop earlier. I'm not going to do this at this time, but just upload these files. It may take some time because these are quite big files, but just pause the video and continue when you are done. Okay, one of these four methods should have fixed your page if it's an WordPress related issue. If your site is still showing this error, there's likely a problem with your server your site is on. So you need to contact the hosting provider and they can figure out what is wrong with the server. Alright, those are the methods. I hope that you got your site fixed. Again, if you don't want to run through this process by yourself, I'm happy to help you. Just click the link in the description and give us your email and I will contact you. Okay, thank you for watching.